What's up, y'all? It's me, Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
Alright, so basically we continue back where it left off, where Lisa and Sutton are basically having a disagreement about Sutton basically saying like F you and this and the third to Diana. But I'm just like I said before, like I don't see why Lisa has this like protectiveness over Diana. Like, girl, does she have something on you? Like, do you owe her money? Like, what is it? Because it's like, yes, you're sticking up for Diana, but you're sticking up for Diana on a one-sided. She told you one side. She didn't tell you the whole thing. She just told you one particular thing. So it was just like really weird how she was just like up in arms trying to be Diana's savior when she could speak for herself. She's a grown-ass woman. So Kyle basically she's trying to take Diana's side, just like, yeah, you know, I can see why Diana feels the type of way she feels. And Garcelle immediately jumps in and said, like, this is what I'm talking about. You jumping ship. You always do this. And she do. She always want to insert herself in situations like and Kyle said in her confessional, like, well, you know, I have my own mind. I can say what I want to say. It's like, yes, you can say what you want to say, but 9 times out of 10, girl, you playing for the wrong team.
Every single time.
Everyone goes inside because I guess they're starting getting cold, and like we see this like little cute moment that like Erica, Sutton, I think they're on Bumble, and they actually click the FaceTime, and everybody's just like freaking out, like it was like a cute light moment that I feel like was just like a really cute. I think she was talking to a guy named I don't want to mispronounce his name. I'll probably put like a little screenshot up here, but it was just like a cute moment. And then before everyone leaves, because I think everybody's like getting really restless and ready to go, Garcelle was like, well, Erica, we should have the conversation right now. I feel like she should have pulled Erica to the side, because she didn't need an audience. She didn't need other people to like explain what she was saying. Like, she could have pulled her one-to-one and just say, hey, this is my issue, da 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 da. And if Garcelle would have did that, then we would have had the incident with Kyle. But I basically clocks Erica's drinking, and she's just like, yeah, you know, you said you're only gonna have one, but she's definitely having more than one. She has like 3 of these. Where like with me, I'm not counting nobody else's drinks but my own. But I mean, I think Garcelle's just trying to be shady. So like I said, Garcelle kicks it off, and she says, it's never okay to disrespect a child, let alone my child, which I totally agree. And Erica automatically apologized and said, I was wrong. You know, it was very much rude. And, you know, I feel like within my own personal experiences, a lot of people try to apologize right away in the beginning to not be held all the way accountable. Like, my boss has done this before, where I come to her with a situation like, hey, you know, you did this and I do not like it because it was very much disrespectful. And if I said this, then it should be that. And then automatically, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, you're totally right. You're totally right. It's like you're trying to make me not really hold you all the way accountable, but I'm still going to hold you accountable for what you did. But Garcelle was very much light on Erica, and it was kind of irritating because for the fact Erica basically was like complimenting her mother and like, you know, you're an amazing mother and like how you raise your kids. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But Kyle jumps in and she start making faces, and Garcelle was like, "What is that? What are you doing?" So Kyle is over here like, what are you talking about? I just feel like Erica's letting loose, and we haven't seen her like this, and I just feel like this is like something good. And like Garcelle was saying, like, she's like, you need to mind your business. You're always jumping ship. This is what I mean, jumping ship. So Kyle feels like, I feel like we're all on the same boat. We're all on the same ship. So I don't see it like jumping ship. But like she said before, like, you're over here inserting yourself in other people's business. It's not about you. You could have sat back and try to play producer another time. You could just sat back and kept it cool. But, you know, Kyle's going to say what she got to say. So Erica knows that she offended her son. But she she said that, you know, even though what I said was like really rude, and you know, it was very much rude, and I'm taking full accountability, but she's like, I paid them a huge compliment, you know?
Boister twins were so well spoken, and were not acting like teenagers that wanted to be on their phone, and
all I was thinking, like, what are they supposed to speak like, Erica? What are they supposed to, how are they supposed to speak? I'm gonna flip it. I know y'all in the comments like, I'ma flip it. Like, how they supposed to speak? You know, when you're like, oh my God, because I grew up in a high middle class family, went to a predominantly white school, predominantly white neighborhood, and every time like we go out hang out in the family functions or around the neighborhood, they're like, mind you, we're the only ones, right? And they're like to my dad, oh my God, your kids are so well spoken, so well behaved. And it's just like looking back on it as a grown ass adult, it was just thinking like, are we
Not supposed to be.
how are we supposed to act? Like they're so proper. And like I said, she paid them a compliment, saying that, you're an amazing mother and just how you raise them. And like, I feel like that's another tactic to try to, you take accountability, but then give a compliment. So throw the person off. And Garcelle did get thrown off.
Am I annoyed with Erica? Absolutely. Has she scored a point? Yeah.
I feel like Sutton caught it. Sutton was like, they were raised right. And I'm like, exactly. Cherie brings up the threesome comment to Erica, and she said, Erica, so you said, Cherie, she does,
Erica, would you try to have a threesome with Oliver?
I would.
Me too, bitch.
Not on my watch.
So we segue to the next day. Garcelle and her sons, they go to Cookies and Kicks, and it's basically a sneaker place where they have like a lot of sneakers it costs a lot of money. And it's like a big sneaker wall that you just pick what sneakers you want, like the new sneakers or vintage sneakers for like Jordans, Air Forces, and the shoes are pricey. And she gave her son like a $500 limit, and she's like, okay, here's your limit. She said $5, but I'm assuming it's 500, but I mean the total at the end didn't reflect that. But so her son racks up like $2,000+ but like I said, I understand because she doesn't splurge like that at all, and this was like a very splurge moment. So I mean, if your kids are good kids, they get good grades, they're doing good in school, I mean, why not splurge on your kids? And it's like one of the things like with my parents were very rewarding to us in that aspect, where it's just like if we were good in school, then we really get whatever we wanted, until we got to a certain age where we got jobs and we just pay for everything for ourselves. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't see what's wrong with it. Like, you are a famous person, you're multimillionaire, so I feel like a lot of people have the mindset where it's like, I'm a multimillionaire, not my kids. But it's just like, why wouldn't you want your kids to have the same environment that they live around? But we flash back and we see Garcelle has come a long way from 2019 when she joined the show, and like I said, it definitely paid off. And also, we already know she's getting that coin. So Kyle and Mauricio are hosting Dorit and her kids for Hanukkah, and Dorit states that she wants to keep everything normal for her kids after her home invasion or robbery, but she went through this traumatic experience. So my whole thing with this was like, okay, if you want to keep everything normal for your kids, that's totally fine, but it's like, how can you keep everything normal for your kids if you're not mentally okay? If you're still going through stuff mentally from this home robbery you said happened allegedly, then you can't fully be there for your children. If you're not mentally, I'm gonna stay stable, but if you're not mentally sound, how can you be there for your own kids 100% when you can't even get yourself together? Because she's portraying it that she's going through this whole inner battle within herself, trying to become her old self or pre-robbery. So I hope she gets it together. And okay, cool. And they do like the ceremony and everything for Hanukkah. It was really cute and just like a little family moment. It's still an eye roll. Every time I see Kyle now on the screen, I'm just like, and now that Kathy's coming back next episode and we already know what's gonna go down with that, I'm just waiting to see the knife put in Kathy's back. And
That's figuratively.
Because we already know how Kyle does her sisters. Sucks. So we see Madam Didi and her 3 kids. Okay. So her son has his girlfriend over, and like cute little girl, cute little black girl, or POC girl. But I was just looking like, if you need help, blink twice, okay? Get out. Because we already know all the stuff surrounding Miss Madam Didi. So I mean, it is what it is, and I'm really about to skip this part because Didi really just irks my nerves. But it was funny when Asher was like, "Let's call Nene," and the son sitting on the couch was like, yeah, you don't say that. Stop showing up for the cameras. Because we know this man is a flaming homosexual. So Kyle, Garcelle, and Cherie all meet out for lunch. To be honest, we can already just give Cherie her diamond. She integrated within the group so well. A beautiful woman. She's outspoken. She seemed like a voice of reason that they actually need in this group. So, because you're not about to tell me that Erica's going to be the voice of reason. We're not doing that. And I already know that next season's going to be just crazy. Just by the dynamics. So, yeah. Garcelle kicks it off and tells Kyle she wanted Kyle to mind her business. Like, there's no reason for you to interject yourself in a situation that has nothing to do with you. You could have just sat there, look pretty, and drink your drink and be quiet. And Kyle feels that Erica was justified in letting loose. But by her saying, like, it's still like she's trying to defend the fact that she cussed out a child, regardless of he's 14, 5, 6. And like they said last episode, if it was your child, you would have freaked out. But since it's Garcelle's child, and then on top of that, he is a black boy, I don't see where it's clicking. Like me, I don't like going straight to race, but at the end of the day, that's just the fact of it. Garcelle says that you don't think that this is leading to alcoholism. Kyle feels like that's a dramatic statement. And you know what, Kyle, that what pissing me off, she keeps saying stuff is dramatic. Like, oh, that's so dramatic. She called Crystal dramatic about 3 times this season. Now I'm just saying that this is dramatic. But Kyle, you're the same woman that was on the first episode looking out the window staring because somebody almost got girl. You're dramatic. So how you gonna sit here and call her dramatic? Throw a shot at Dorit for no reason. Kyle just feels like the word meds should have been said. Because Garcelle was like, you're mixing alcohol in your meds and the levels aren't adding up because you're over here basically in an imbalance. But that's what it is, though. You want to, like I said, you were trying to say, oh, you shouldn't use that word, her meds. But what do you want to call it? Her pills? That's what it is. She's taking pills and she's drinking 4, 5, 6 glasses of alcohol on top of it. I mean, I'm not mad at her getting drunk, but to not be able to be cognitive of your own behavior is very much alarming. Garcelle and Kyle both share experience with a family member with substance abuse, where Garcelle and her son and Kyle and obviously Kim. Reed was like, I see both sides, but you have to look at it that if it was my son, basically Cherie's son, that you wouldn't think that she's out of control. Kyle just shrugs it off and they cut the scene. So we see Diana basically, or we segue over to Diana, basically looking at her expensive ass closet. One thing I can't knock Diana, because regardless of the fact that she does have money, if she wasn't such a callous, calculated person, maybe I could get into it. But it's like the comments that she said online, plus she keeps digging herself a bigger grave, telling Garcelle, you know that I donated to Haiti, you know I did this, that, and the third. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Not a goddamn thing. But regardless, Erica walks in and Erica's looking at Madam Didi's clothes, and she is about to like backpack all of that stuff out the house. And Erica's basically in her confessional trying to convince us, the viewers, that she's broke, but not broke. And she's fine with that. Girl, no, you're not. I wouldn't be fine with that. Like, there's no use to lie. Like, girl, we already know that they're coming for you and they're coming for all your monies. We get it. Don't lie about it. We get it. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Hopefully one day you'll get it together. Because we see what happened with Jen Shaw. jail.
I'm going to jail, bitch!
I pray for her. Erica brings up the lunch and how Sutton basically told her side, and Diana feels that Sutton is the problem because Sutton has clashed with. Because Diana said, "I've been here for a few minutes, right?" And Sutton has clashed with Erica, Crystal, Lisa, Dorit, Kyle, and now Diana. And I'm just like,
wait a damn minute.
she might have a point. Erica feels that Sutton poked a bear. And I'm just like, I mean, we'll see. So Diana and Sutton, they're going for lunch, right? Sutton is over here in the car talking to Garcelle, basically trying to tell her like what she's doing, going to lunch. And she feels that they left on good terms. They hugged. And even, this is one thing about with Sutton, I'm just like, same thing with Crystal. You want to mend things and you want to get back on a good accord with these people, but it's like, I don't think you really like them. I think the only person that Sutton is probably really cool with is Garcelle. So it's like, for you to really try to put forth an effort in these friendships, you might as well just be enemies. Just like when you see her, just say, "Hey girl, what's up?" and keep it pushing, instead of trying to be like, "Oh well, you know, we can start over." No. Sutton shows up and she's already there, and they basically kicks it off, and Sutton brings up Diana's comment about clumsy with her words because they want to start in the beginning. And Diana said that, "I thought you were clumsy, but now I feel like you actually mean it." Sutton is trying to start over and says, "You know, I want to start over with you, but you need the shade throwing and the mudslinging has to stop." And Sutton admits that she was wrong, but wants Diana to admit it as well. But Diana's confused on why would she admit anything. Diana feels that she needs professional help trying to communicate with Sutton, which is shade. Sutton feels that she's being sincere. Sutton calls Madame Didi delusional, fake, and phony. And Diana's like, okay, now what? I'm just over here just like, Sutton keeps talking about, I want to move forward. And then Diana's like, but who is Sutton? I want to get to know who is Sutton. And here's my thing. Clearly, Diana does not want to move forward with you, Sutton. So leave it be. Let it go. She don't want to be friends with you. She don't want to be cool with you. Let it go. Don't ever bring it up again. Just know that she's an op for life, and that'll be that. Like, at the end of the day, the way that Sutton actually brings up stuff is she can be very. The tone of voice can be pointed, and she can very polarizing when she speaks. She says stuff, and like she was like, I apologize to you, so now you need to apologize to me. If I'm in the receiving end, you're not about to tell me what I'm about to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do when I want to do it. Nobody's gonna ever tell me what I need to do. Period. I feel like everybody feels like that. So for Sutton to basically talk to this woman like she's her child, I said this like 4 or 5 times now. Sutton really does speak to people like she is an authority figure, and she's not. But regardless of the fact, Diana, you were being fake as fuck. If you didn't want to hug her, you shouldn't have hugged her. Point blank and period. But that's how the episode ends. And like I said, next episode, Kathy's gonna arrive, and we talk about Crystal's eating disorder, or the, her battle with it. I feel like she's on the up and up, so I pray for her. Erica is still drinking, and I mean, Garcelle was right. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. I hope you guys like and enjoy the commentary. Please subscribe. I don't feel like
Begging.
but yeah, just subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.